Breaking right now, Prince Harry back. Another public appearance without Meghan Markle. This time addressing the NATO Military Committee. According to Taz, posts on this what the actual.
Zara and Mike Tindall occupy a unique position within the British royal family. As the daughter of Princess Anne and the granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth II, Zara holds a place in the line of succession. However, she and her husband, former rugby player Mike Tindall, have largely carved out a life away from the intense spotlight of senior royals. They are known for their down-to-earth demeanour and their commitment to their family and their respective careers. Their relationship with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has been a subject of much speculation.
Harry is nothing more than a poster boy for Invictus, which he and his wife had steadily ruined by turning it into the Meghan Markle fashion show. Dominic Reed quit for good reason. But Tasha Canal, according to Taz, great to have you. This is quite interesting, though, isn't it? Because it's the first appearance for Harry, but what we don't know is, was this message pre-recorded, and why has there been no promotion around it whatsoever? Something is going on because he was on his solo tour and no one even knows if he's returned to Montecito at this point or how long he spent away.
No, that's very true, Dan. We did obviously have the surfing video, which made an appearance. But again, we know that Harry and Meghan have a habit of pre-recording things and then they like to release it. Normally when the King and Queen or Catherine and William have an event, and then they like to release the images or the slick videos that Archwell likes to produce. Now, obviously, we haven't had much coming from Harry and Meghan whilst the King has been on tour to Australia and Samoa. We did obviously get a lot of the divorce rumours, but as you said, this is the first time we've seen Harry. I'm unsure if this is pre-recorded. There's lots of varying information going around at the moment. They've made it sound so official that Harry was at a NATO meeting, and it is to do with the Invictus Games. Nobody there looks particularly interested in him either. He's not exactly attracting the crowds that he once used to, or people's attentions anymore, that's for sure.
Particularly in light of the Sussexes' decision to step back from royal duties. Despite the distance and occasional tensions within the family, Zara and Mike have maintained a generally cordial relationship with Harry and Meghan. They attended Harry and Meghan's wedding in 2018 and have been seen interacting amicably with the couple at various royal events. While their personal views on the Sussexes' choices remain private, their public actions suggest a degree of respect and understanding. This balanced approach reflects their broader approach to royal life. Mike Tindall has reportedly developed a close friendship with Prince William, one that has been described as brother-like by royal insiders. This bond is rooted in shared experiences, a similar sense of humour, and a deep mutual respect. Both men have navigated the complexities of growing up within the royal sphere, albeit with different levels of scrutiny and expectation.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It is interesting, but certainly they will be plotting, they will be planning, but of course what everyone wants to see, or maybe doesn't want to see, is whether there is going to be a photo opportunity showing them together. Because as I have reported, Tash, there is strain in the marriage now, serious strain, because things haven't worked out professionally, and that's difficult for both of them. So there is pressure on them to at least show that they are back together. Of course, we also know that Harry was planning a solo holiday for his 40th birthday, and it is quite possible, you see this with royals a lot, we're going to be talking about it with Charles and Camilla shortly, that immediately after his tour, which Harry considered hard work, although for most people actually it would be easy, that he may have gone away then. But you have to admit, Taz, as a 40-year-old, it's a really odd thing to want to go on a solo holiday for your 40th birthday, leaving your wife and children in the mansion. It again points to serious strains.
Oh, definitely. Of course, there's nothing wrong with wanting to spend the odd night away from your partner. I think we all do it, and especially if you're parents with young children, there's absolutely nothing wrong with parents wanting to go out and have that time away. Generally, if they do that, they like to go out together. But yes, for Harry to spend so much time away from his wife and from his children, it definitely raises questions. There's so many things that you think that they could take their children to. I've often said with the Invictus Games, it's a family orientated event. There's lots of children there. Meghan likes to go along and sit with children sometimes and post the photograph later to be used for an Archwell video to show that she's, really comfortable around children. Their children could quite happily go to those events and be with nannies. And yes, I do find it odd that they can spend such large time away from their children, weeks at a time, and then extending it by them further going on holiday. Now, I'm sure the children are being well looked after by nannies, but for a couple that constantly say the most important job in the world to them is being mum and dad, I mean, it's hardly surprising that Archie got confused and called the two palm trees in the garden mum and dad, if you remember. That was something that came out, I think, on either Harry's Spare or one of Meghan's conversations. Those children must be very confused with the lack of time they actually get to spend with their parents, I think.
Their friendship has provided a source of support and camaraderie, particularly in recent years as the royal family has faced internal divisions and external pressures. This closeness between Mike and William naturally extends to their wives, Zara and Catherine, Princess of Wales. The two couples have been spotted together at various events, engaging in animated conversation and displaying a genuine warmth towards one another. This camaraderie suggests a shared understanding and a united front, particularly amidst reports of a rift between Prince William and Prince Harry.
Indeed, indeed. Now, major developments, which I've been wanting to talk about for some time, in terms of Mike Tindall sending a real message to his old mate, Prince Harry. He's been able to do this via his new book, which is predominantly focused on rugby. So before people think he's doing a royal tell-all, he's not. But what's been very interesting, Tash, is for me to track the evolving relationship between Mike and Zara Tindall with Prince Harry. Because you'll remember in the early days, I mean, look, they got on like a house on fire. They were genuinely mates. And Mike Tindall was like the lovable older cousin that Harry absolutely loved. But, and this is something that a lot of people haven't realized, Tash, things have gone completely pear-shaped because Zara and Mike Tindall consider that Prince Harry and Meghan's behavior over the past few years has been completely reprehensible. And do you remember this scene? It was during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and you could cut the tension with a knife. And I spoke to sources close to the Tindalls who said that they wanted nothing to do with Harry and Meghan on that balcony, and they were completely disgusted that the Sussexes chose to skip the function afterwards, where they were meant to be thanking members of the public on behalf of the Queen, who, of course, couldn't attend that particular event. Now, what's so interesting is that Mike is a classy guy. So he hasn't come out in this book and attacked Harry and Meghan or anything like that. He wouldn't do that. But there are a number of coded messages. So writing in the book, he said, and this is James Haskell, who's the England rugby player who is good friends with the Royals and very close with Mike Tindall. And James Haskell writes, it did come back into public consciousness when that very odd bloke, Omid Scobie, started sticking up for Harry and Meghan, and loads of trolls went in on Tins, especially about him wanting to fill in a young, defenceless Harry. All context, sarcasm, and humour lost when things are taken out of the zone they were meant to be in. To be fair to Tins, he gives 0 Fs about stuff like that, but it's very annoying for him. Royal fans can be mental. So let's kick off with that, because the inclusion of that makes it very, very clear that the royal family are completely disgusted with the behaviour of Omid Scobie, which has been going on for a number of years, trying to stir trouble where none exists. And again, Mike Tyndall is smart enough to know that that is all being prompted by Harry and Meghan.
Despite the reported closeness between the Tyndalls and Prince William, Zara and Mike have maintained a level of cordiality with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's friends. This was evident in their interactions with Nacho Figueras and Delphina Blaquier, close friends of the Sussexes, at a recent polo event in Australia. Zara and Mike were seen warmly greeting the couple, engaging in friendly conversation and posing for photographs together.
Of course, I mean, they call Omid Scobie, which I know he hates, so it delights me in calling him it, but he is their cheerleader, and he has certainly helped twist the knife, push the attacks on members of the royal family. Like you showed that picture of Mike playing with Harry. They used to roughhouse each other. I mean, Mike and Zara actually took part in, I think it was wheelchair basketball for the Invictus Games. They were an incredibly close family. Zara and Mike were very affectionate with Harry. They are with all of the royal family. And I think they also feel very protective. And they've seen how much damage has been caused by Meghan entering the family, the change in Harry attacking absolutely everyone. And then, of course, you've got Omid, who seems to have come out of nowhere. He arrived pretty much on the scene when Meghan did. He got his foot through the door because of his connections, because of Meghan, and was given the position. I mean, he made it onto the royal rota, so he's been given a leg up, and he is someone, I would say, that is the chief stirrer. He could have a wooden spoon and he could stir up absolutely anything. He's continued to do so. And obviously, we know that they contributed to finding freedom. But the most disgusting thing for me with Omid, where I can't even say anything playful about it, is obviously when he said those accusations accidentally, on purpose, leaked in a version of his latest book, where he accused Catherine and the King of being the royal racists. So he is just as unforgivable as those two when it comes to the attacks on the royal family.
This encounter, while brief, speaks volumes about the Tyndalls' approach to relationships within the royal circle. They seem to prioritise amicable relations and avoid taking sides in any perceived feuds. This mature and diplomatic approach is characteristic of Zara and Mike's overall conduct within the often turbulent world of the British royal family. Zara and Mike's primary focus remains on their family and their individual pursuits. They have expressed a desire to shield their children from the intense scrutiny of royal life as much as possible, allowing them to grow up with a sense of normalcy. However, they have also indicated a willingness to step up and support Prince William and the monarchy if needed. This support, while unwavering, is likely to manifest in a personal capacity rather than through any formal royal duties. Zara and Mike are content with their current roles and are unlikely to seek a more prominent position within the royal fold. Their priority remains their family, their passions, and maintaining a sense of balance within the unique dynamics of the British royal family.